Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the fucks I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a fuck, that's what they don't understand.
I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming now, my roof leaving. Don't give a fuck, I don't care. Did the shit by my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get him, I got him, I told him it's nothing. End of discussion. Fuck all them feelings, I throw all my pain on percussion. Shit is disgusting. I hear them bragging about shit that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you on my spot at the feast. I've been on go mode, show mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talk about old shit. I'm on their ass now, can't get a pass now. I'm a cash cow, keeping it brash now. Niggas is trash now, I'ma spaz out. I've been killing my lows and living on highs. You see in the skies the proof. You could just see in my eyes that there is no lies. I cannot disguise the truth. I've been ducked off, getting sucked off in my new merch, color duck sauce on the new couch with my Chucks on. Get the fuck on with that hate. I'm big cool on the small chat, cause I know now that I'm all that. Got a hawk guy on the ball cat. Get the fuck out of my face.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the fucks I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a fuck, that's what they don't understand.
Put it all on my baby. Niggas know how I'm coming. And they
Welcome to Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is your brother, DMG the Poet, aka Brother Pianki. We got another powerful show with a very powerful guest. Before we get into our spiel, let me do my usual greeting. Let me say God bless to all my Christian brothers and sisters. Let me say hotel to all my Kemetic brothers and sisters. Let me say Islam to all my Moorish brothers and sisters. Let me say assalamu alaikum to all my brothers and sisters in the NOI. Let me say peace to my brothers and sisters in the nation of gods and earth, them 5%ers. Let me say what's up to my atheist brothers and sisters. Salute to my Abo brothers and sisters. And finally, let me say Jumbo to the rest of my brothers and sisters throughout the African diaspora, be it here in the wilderness of the United States of America or beyond. Y'all know I say that greeting for one reason and one reason only. It's because if you're Black, I'm with you. And I hope that you with me. Our different ideologies should not keep us from uniting. And we can have unity without uniformity. And we can disagree without being disrespectfully disagreeable. With that being said, we got the one and only Classic Craig in the building with our distinguished guest, LP the Great. Let's get into it, my brothers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got
what it do.
Great in the building. We had to dig all the way down. When I say me, I had to dig all the way down. Hey, DMG ain't finna dig. I dig all the way down to find this brother. I had to dig, fight all the way in the dirty South, and I finally got him here to Paradigm Shift and the whole effing show. But without further ado, we got the man larger than life himself, my pastor that wear the J's, and the only man I know that can preach with a grill on, LP. What it do, homie?
What it do, man. Just want to say thank y'all so very much, man, for having me on this amazing platform. Y'all doing some amazing things, and I am excited and very grateful.
Definitely appreciate you jumping in with us, bro.
The honor is ours, man. This man is the only man in the world that can make an atheist say, I'm finna give my life to the Lord thy God. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say it. I believe if LP has 2 minutes with his Sabio, a Savior will give his life back to the Lord, man.
Hey, man. Now look. Hey, my brother say he like Paul, but that would be a miracle on the road to Damascus if I ever seen one.
Yes, sir.
You talking about Savio, the one that I debated?
Yeah. That is scream.
You debated Savio? Oh man. So you know why I said what I just said then.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah, it's a small world. Yeah, Savio up here in St. Louis with me.
Hey,
okay.
Hey, LP, who won that debate? I forgot. Who won that?
What kind of question is that, man? Stop it.
Right.
I got to drop a bomb for the brother. Savio.
What kind of question is that? Who won that debate?
Oh man, hey.
That man asked me who won that debate.
I'm surgical with this bitch, Jay. How you want it?
I got to mess with Savio now because hey, look,
he really asked me that question. He asked me that. Yeah,
you know Savio in the back chat going crazy. I refuse to listen to a pastor. I didn't know he got beat by the pastor though. That's why he refused to listen. See, hey Savio, see you in the back chat talking all that noise. I see why now. I got you. You a little bitter.
A lot of bitter, but I had to bring that up. Much love to Sabio, man. The reverse.
Yeah, man.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Hey, you know, Sabio is my brother, but you know, it kind of sounds like after you got done, you was like,
"Is there no one else?"
So, shout out to my brother Sabio.
Yes, sir.
No doubt.
But we got to get to business, and a special honor, LP. I had to wear my limited edition Atlanta Hawks Outcast jersey. You know what I'm saying? I had to get it with the hat. You know what I'm saying? You know, repping the dungeon. You know what I'm saying? To rep the dungeon with it all in honor of LP. And since he is.
Hey, wait, look. Now check this out real quick. I know we got to move on. Now, my boy said he wasn't watching, right? He refused to listen, but he just texted talking about I won that debate. Oh my goodness, boy! You gotta love my brother Sabio.
I gotta know where. And he stole the phone.
You gotta love him.
Yeah, Mr. Robinson is legendary. Shout out to Sabio, man. Shout out. I knew you were watching. You bit that hook, line, and single, boy.
My man say I refuse to watch, and then hit me with the I won that debate.
It was
see how we do, people, man. Hey, church. The gospel get people in their bag, man. That's all I'm gonna say. But let's go ahead and what we getting into, my brother?
Well, I had the opportunity to spend some time in a couple of back chats with the homie Craig. You know what I'm saying? And I'm an advocate. I'm a youth advocate for young people that are in their 20s and below. I'm an advocate. And, it's just a lot of things I see. There's a great disconnect between our generation and the younger generation. And in a lot of ways, we have failed the younger generation. And I look for opportunities to bridge that gap between the older generation and the younger generation, trying to encourage and inspire people in our generation to understand where we dropped the ball and some of the things that we can do to pick that ball back up and bridge that gap so that we can go to the next level as a people.
Questions, man. We got to ask you some questions because I know you be out there in the community a lot, man. You do a lot of work, and a lot of your work come all the way down here to Texas a lot of times too. You know what I'm saying? And people show you this. Have you ever heard of this guy named LP? I said, yeah, that's my pastor. With the J's. You know what I'm saying? So, but also Morphine would like to join the show too, right? That's my partner in crime. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad at her right now. I'm very pissed off. But she would like to come in, and I'll give her a link in a minute, when I calm down. But I gotta let you talk first, though, LP. You know what I'm saying? Gotta let you talk first. But she got a lot of things to say with what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but let's get on the roll. You know what I'm saying? Let's get on the ball, man. Why did Pianki fail the youngins?
Oh wow. I'm the one that talked to the youngins, brother. I go listen real quick. I just want to say this since Craig like to throw his little jabs at me. So one of the things I do as a gentleman of a particular age, I'm 46. I'll be 47 in October. I go to younger brothers who live a particular kind of lifestyle. They spend their time on the corner trying to make a living.
Absolutely.
And because I like to explore legal hustles outside of my 9 to 5, I talk to them about how they can make that same kind of money legally without having to watch their back, without threat of arrest, without having to poison their community. And so I have a dealer's license where I can go to the auction, buy a car, repair it, how whatever repairs need, hopefully minimal, and flip it. And I tell them they can apply that same mentality that they got on their corner to the car game when they go get a car from the auction.
Mm-hmm.
You go get your product, you pay the dealer, the owner of the dealership, so you're paying your connect, and after you sell your product, you go re-up at the auction. And you ain't got to worry about getting arrested. You're still dealing with cash, the whole demo. And I've had at least 8 of these young brothers stop living that lifestyle.
Awesome.
And get into this car business. And a couple of them have opened up their own shop. And so, I also talk to them about opening up cleaning companies, courier services, stuff like that. So just trying to show them that it's a different route that they can take. And that's stuff I do on the real every day. So we don't just talk it. we walk it. So, but yeah, not to interrupt you. I just had to, do my
But we
little
definitely
shameless plug.
appreciate your service, man. I tell people all the time, anybody that's doing the work in our community for our people, for the next generation, they are heroes to me. So thank you for being one of my heroes.
I appreciate that, my brother. Definitely appreciate it. But yeah, man, get into your spiel, man, and let me know when you're ready for me to share the screen.
Okay, cool, man. So yeah, like I was saying, man, I want for us, those of us in our generation and older, we have to look at a lot of the different things, the different dynamics of our community, what's going on with our people, what's going on with the younger generation. And I'm just trying to help us to see that there is a big gulf in between our generation and their generation. And what we have to do is we have to build a bridge to their generation because they're not trying to come to us. You understand what I'm saying? So we got so much knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and the only way we'll be able to get it to them is if we go to them. You understand? And a lot of people, a lot of folks our age and older, they're not that's the furthest thing from their mind. And so all they doing is kind of sitting on the side looking at the younger generation, dogging them out, you know what I'm saying, talking about them, this is that and the other, and they don't understand the generation that's behind us because it's because of the great disconnect, and so let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
All right.
Quite interesting you said that. Oh man, what we got? Respect for the elders.
So based on a series of current events and the experience of a lot of adults, many have come to the conclusion that today's youth are too disrespectful. Now, I know a lot of people, there was a situation that happened with the young lady who was substitute teaching, and there was a a girl in the classroom that was attempting to get her phone back, and it turned into a fight. You understand? And so everybody was looking at the video, and they were coming to the conclusion, you know what I'm saying, that our young people are just too disrespectful, blase, blase, blase. All right, you can go to the next slide. Children of today will get smart with you, talk back to you, curse you out, and even put their hands on you and won't think twice about it. That's a serious reality that we're dealing with these young people of today. You know what I'm saying? They have absolutely, you know what I'm saying? That's true. That's a true thing. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta come to a conclusion of understanding why that is a thing. See, we don't understand that because we come from an era where we were taught, you got to respect your elders, you got to respect your elders. And the idea of cussing out, you know what I'm saying, some older people, you know what I'm saying, putting our hands on them, that is absolutely that's absurd to us. So to see young people functioning like this, you know what I'm saying, a lot of folks was like, hold on, what's going on? So let's continue on, please. Some have come to the conclusion that children of today are lost and have no hope. Now, I hear that on a consistent basis whenever I'm talking to a lot of my peers, asking them, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I want you spend more time with this younger generation, this is that and the other, man. They like, man, bro, these kids lost, bro. You know what I'm saying? Man, they don't want to hear they don't want to hear nobody. They don't want, and they just totally dismiss the idea of even trying to do it because they come to the conclusion that the young people of today are lost and have no hope. Go to the next slide for me. Okay. We talk about how much they need to learn to respect their elders, behave at school, and be better examples in society. A lot of people have looked at the current BET awards and what they saw in the BET awards, and they come to the conclusion that these young folks, they're not the example that they need to be to society. And so with seeing things like that visually on television, on the internet, you know what I'm saying, that have caused a lot of our elders, a lot of us and our elders to just say, man, look, man, it's a wrap, you know what I'm saying, for these young folks. Go to the next slide for me, please. We keep forgetting that our generation raised them. I say that one more time. We keep forgetting that our generation raised them. I want y'all to think about some of the things that um, we have neglected to do. See, many of us, we grew up in communities and neighborhoods and stuff like that where, you know what I mean, we had, you know, we had OGs, you know what I'm saying? We had people in the community that, you know, were positive people. No matter how much drama was going on in your neighborhood where you was from and things of that nature, you had key elements. You had people that was in your community that invested time and energy into you. You had coaches, you had teachers, you had principals, you know what I'm saying? You had different people in your community, your family, you know what I'm saying? Your cousins live down the street, your aunts, you know what I'm saying? Your uncles, all that type stuff. And so we had access to this. You can go to the next slide. Many of us are expecting children to do what they've never been equipped to do. What do I mean by that? Again, we had people that invested time and energy in us, and they taught us things. They gave us wisdom. They gave us knowledge. They gave us games. Some of us gave us trades, skills. Some of us was there to support us when we played ball and things of that nature. And in the process, they gave us good life game. They gave us the opportunity to be great. They gave us the opportunity to dream. You know what I'm saying? We had coaches who their thing was, you know what I'm saying, I coached middle school ball. Like that was their thing. They coached middle school ball. They wasn't trying to they wasn't trying to be the next, you know what I'm saying, college sensation coach. They was just, I coach middle school ball and I love these kids and I'm going, you know what I'm saying? And so we had coaches like that that had a genuine love for us. Whereas in today's time, a lot of the coaches, they could care less about them children. You got a lot, you got coaches that, you know, and I know a lot of coaches who genuinely love the children. For the most part, across the board, them coaches don't care nothing about them children, man. It's just about, you know what I'm saying, trying to win, things of that nature. So the concept of really, really investing time and energy to them, that's not a thing anymore, except for in certain instances. You know what I'm saying? So those coaches, those teachers, those people in the community, they equipped us with necessary gifts. You know what I'm saying? They helped our gifts, they helped our talents and things of that nature. They encouraged us. That's not a thing in today's culture. Go ahead to the next slide, please. The same folks that say it starts at the house tend to forget that most of us got mentored and helped onto the right path by someone outside of our house. Now, I guarantee everyone that is listening to my voice, I guarantee you can tell me at least 5 people. If you over the age of 40, I guarantee you can think of 5 people that was outside of your home, whether it was your uncle, whether it was an older cousin, whether it was a coach, whether it was a teacher, whether it was a particular principal. It was somebody that was connected to you in your community that invested time, energy, and effort into you and helped you to get to the next level. So don't try to come with this whole, well, it started at the house. A lot of us, we had dysfunction in our home. A lot of us, you know what I'm saying, we were in dysfunctional families. A lot of us, we were in single parent homes where, you know what I'm saying, there was a lot of drama going on in our house. However, it was somebody that was outside of the house, you understand, that invested time and energy into us and helped us onto the right path. So a lot of people use this whole, well, it started at the house. These kids, okay. The same way somebody invested time, energy, and effort into you, you need to take the time out to spend time, energy, and effort into this next generation. Go to the next slide for me, please. The scripture tells us, train up a child. Are we training them up? Are we training them up? Let's just talk about our children. We talk about our children, right? Are we training them up, or are we just giving them what we never had? Feeding, clothing, and providing housing for them. Are we training them up in a way that they should go? Are we training them? Or are we just giving them, making sure they got food, making sure they got all the latest tennis shoes, you know what I'm saying? Making sure they got a big, nice, beautiful home and all that other stuff. Are we training them? Because again, it takes training to get our children to the place that they need to be so that they can be productive in society. You understand what I'm saying? So that responsibility is on us. If we have not been training them, we have to look in the man in the mirror and say, I have to make some adjustments. Go to the next slide for me, please. Our generation versus their generation. Many of us are so far removed from the upbringing of some of these children, we don't understand what's going on with them. See, we don't understand the fact that a lot of our young people, they think about it. We don't live in traditional communities as we used to. You know, a lot of us, because of the communities, neighborhoods we lived in, maybe experience a lot of, you know what I'm saying, crime, you know what I'm saying, trauma, this, that, and the other. So you just, you know, I got to make it out the hood. I got to make it out the hood. You made it out of the hood. You live on the other side of town. You may even live in the gated community, right? And you got your children. And so your children are just sitting up looking at you while you go to work every day. You know what I'm saying? And so they don't have access to what we had access to, which was we had plenty of adults around us that poured into us, that taught us, that gave us life game, things of that nature. That's not a thing with this generation of young people. They at the house every day. You understand? They at home, they on the internet, on their phone, things of that nature, and they don't have access to a lot of what we had access to. Therefore, they function differently than how we do. In our generation, if we had unfortunate things going on in our home and daddy wasn't there, we had a solid mama who held it down for us and supported us. If we didn't have mama, we had aunts, we had uncles, we had older cousins, and all of them assisted us. You see how we had so much support? You understand? We had support. And a lot of the young people of today, again, because we don't live in traditional communities anymore, we moved away from our family and all that other stuff. So a lot of our children, they're not spending a whole lot of time with their uncles. They're not spending a whole lot of time with their aunts. They're not spending a whole lot of time with their grandma. They're not spending a whole lot of time with, you know what I'm saying? They don't have access. All they doing is they sitting at the house with their mom and daddy. And if daddy ain't there, they just there with their mama. And they on their internet. That's all they got. You understand? So they don't have the support and the assistance that we had. So a lot of the trauma that they experience in their situations, they are by themselves. See, a lot of the trauma that we experienced in our situations, we had support. That's the big difference. That is the big difference. Go to the next slide for me.
Yo, DMG, you there, Chief? I know LP making you think real hard, man.
No. You know, my internet did that unstable thing right quick. I'm back though.
Oh, okay.
I got
Go to my next slide for me, sir.
All right.
Before that, ALP, we got a very, 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 very annoying guest. Madam Morphine herself requests permission. Actually, she don't request permission. She just rude. She demanded to be let in. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna drop a bomb for the sister.
She don't like loud noises, but yeah, drop a bomb for her. She do come in like she's a bomb, but she has a lot.
Let's give her a round of applause.
God. A round of applause. He got sound effects too. God damn. But yeah, so,
see, we do this for real, Craig.
All right, I got you. Bet you do it for real. All right. I'm gonna remember that. I'm remember. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Go ahead, let me in, man. She up here.
All right. Our generation versus their generation. Many of us may have had grandma who was the backbone of the entire community. As a result, we had structure, support, and if mama didn't do it, grandma took us to church and she prayed for us and she taught us things like respect and honor for elders. Well,
hey, my grandmother raised me. I had to give a round of applause for all the grandmothers.
Shouts out to grandma, all the grandmas. Shouts out to all the grandmas. Real talk. Quick note, being that we giving shouts out to all of our grandmas, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the up and coming grandmas that, I want to encourage the up and coming grandmas. Look, y'all gotta be grandmas. You feel me? Like, I know y'all want to be grandmas, but you gotta be grandma. You feel me? You gotta you gotta be grandma, man, for real. You know, they need grandmas, like for real. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, man. So
hey, what they used to say: if you can't say amen, say ouch.
That's it.
They don't want to be called old. That's all.
Man, only clothes get old, we get better. You know what I'm saying? We get better. So that's is what it is. But so now you know what I'm saying? That's an element that we had access to, right? And so because we had access to this and we watched our grandmothers and we watched the elders that she ran with and stuff like that, and they were there for us, they protected us, they fed us, you know what I'm saying? They loved us, they prayed for us, they took us to church, all that other good stuff. You understand? So with us having experiences like that, that gave us the desire to respect and honor our elders. We're in a generation now where that's not a thing for young people. They not sitting around grandma. They not watching you. They don't even get the opportunity to see you interact with their grandmother. They don't get the opportunity to see you show love to your grandmother because, for the most part, a lot of times people don't take their children around their folks. You understand what I'm saying? And so as a result, they're not experiencing that. The grandmas now, they're not taking their children to church, taking their grandchildren to church. The grandmas now, they're not praying for them. They're not praying for these kids. The grandmas now, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of times that's not a thing. You know what I'm saying? And so the concept, the honor and the respect that we had, that's not a thing for a lot of these young people because they haven't had the opportunity to see it. Go to the next slide for me, please. This is not the experience for this generation of children. Next slide. Next slide. Our elders used to send us in the room and tell us to get out of grown folks' business. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? They sent us out the room, right? These days, we let our kids sit in the midst of all of our business, causing their respect levels for us adults to decrease.
Damn.
See. Whenever they was doing their grown folks thing, when they was talking about, grown, and we'll be sitting in the room looking, they be like, boy, if you don't get out my mouth, matter of fact, get up out of here, get out of grown folk business, boy, go in there in that room. Y'all remember that? Go to the next slide for me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, you getting heavy on us now.
If our children listen to us on the phone or in face-to-face conversations with others, talk bad about our aunts, talk bad about our uncles, talk bad about our parents, they will respect their elders the same way we do. So if your kids is in the midst, why you, yeah, auntie such and such, she woo, 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 and I can't live woo, woo, and you know what I'm saying, and my mama, she woo, 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 blah, 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 and she get on my nerves because all she do, woo, woo. Your children sitting listening to you do that? Your children listening to you? Yeah. And why they listening to you do that? They saying, wow, they don't respect their elders. So why should I? Ooh. Go to the next slide, please. Children watch their parents come up to the school and curse the teachers out.
Oh, man.
What do you think? What do you think they're gonna do when they get the chance? Because I mean, they just watched you cuss the teacher out. See, when we was younger, mama came up to the school, the teacher was right.
Thanks.
The teacher was right. Whatever the teacher said, and you was gonna get it right there.
Yes, sir.
I never experienced that.
You were like younger than we are.
I'm about to say you a young.
My teacher wasn't the old fat lady. She was some sexy young John. So yeah, she wasn't always right, baby.
Yeah, you were like younger than we are, sis. You know what I'm saying? We, you know, back when we had teachers, the teachers look like teachers. You know,
you're right. I'm like, I don't know what your teacher look like, but go ahead. I'm sorry, brother.
The teachers look like teachers, and the parents look like parents. These days, the teachers look like supermodels, and the parents look like supermodels. It's a lot different now.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So saying all that to say, if your children watching you go up to the school and cuss the teacher out and call the teacher all kind of mother effers and woo woo blase, guess what? The children gonna do the same. Next slide, please. Our children don't need our criticism.
Oh man.
They need our support.
Oh man.
So when we look at all of the dynamics of what I just presented, who is right there in the middle of all of these things? We are. We're in the middle of all that. So that what we see in our community with these young folks, we right there in the middle of it because of what we have neglected to do, because of what we have refused to do, and because of the lot of things that we do. It have caused our young people to look at us and not want to respect us. It causes them to look at us and not honor us, not fear us, because of the example that we're presenting and because of the things that we're not doing that we should be doing for this generation that's behind us. And so we are in the I'm talking about those of us in that 40, 45 age range. We right there in the middle between the old people and the young. We right there in the middle, right? And so the older people are looking at the younger people like the really older people looking at the younger people, and they just in disbelief. They don't understand. They just like they scratching their head. They don't know what's going on, right? And so there's certain things that we have to do in order to inform one another on what's going on and do all that we can to make the necessary adjustments. I can remember several years ago, there was an older gentleman came to drop his grandson off. I work in the barbershop. I'm a barber by trade. And I can remember the older gentleman was dropping his grandson off at the barbershop. And I was like, I said, how you doing, sir? Because I speak to everybody. I said, how you doing, sir? And he just kept on walking like he wasn't even listening to me. And I was like, sir, I said, how you doing, sir? And he just kind of turned around and just kind of threw his hand at me or whatever. I was like, man, why you want to do that, man? What's going on? He was like, what you want? What you want? He's like, what you want?
you still done sharing your screen, brother?
Yeah. You can go ahead and shut it down. You can go ahead and shut it. You can. He like, what you want? I was like, look, man, I just wanted that, wanted you to stay in the shop. And he was like, what you want me to stay in here for? Y'all crazy. I don't talk to y'all folks. I'm like, hold on, wait. And I'm like, listen, chill out, man. You know what I'm saying? I want you to kind of spend some time with us in the shop. He was like, for what? Y'all don't want to hear nothing I gotta say.
Wow.
I was like, hold on, wait. I do. I'm serious. So he went to like, hold on, wait. Like, you really want to hear what I gotta say? I'm like, yeah. So I was really engaging him, like trying to engage him, and I got him to come and sit down. You know what I'm saying? I live in Birmingham, Alabama, and so of course everybody knows that that's the seat of the civil rights movement, right? And so this gentleman, we having discussions, man. He was one of the children that was out there doing the demonstrations, right? And so whenever the fire hoses was coming out, and they was hitting them with the fire hose, and they was getting bit by the dogs and stuff, like he was out there. And so I was asking him questions, man. He talking to me about that situation, and you know what I'm saying, and what the experience was like and everything. And then he was like, but I'm gonna be honest with you. He's like, we didn't go out there because we thought we was gonna be a part of history. We went out there simply because this was an opportunity for us to get out of school. So we in that clown and we laughing, man. We had a great conversation, man. And we talked. It was another older gentleman that came in, man. We had a great conversation. And so saying all that to say, man, we have to we those of us that's in the middle, we have to engage this older generation and show them that we're not as crazy as they think we are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that, we have some, we really, we care about our elders and things of that nature. Now watch this. While I was engaging the elders, guess who was watching me? The children youngster. And the young people. They was watching me, right? Anytime I go around, you know what I'm saying, any of my OGs, like here in Birmingham, you know what I'm saying, when I'm in Louisiana, when I'm in Mississippi, anytime I go by any of my OGs that I came up around, I go to them, I shake their hand, and I tell them, thank you for being a solid OG. I'm talking about the solid ones, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for being a solid OG, man. And I just want to show my respect. And they like, man, I appreciate it, bro. I'm like, dog, you know what I'm saying? I can't tell these youngsters to respect their OGs if I don't. So I have to show the example. You understand what I'm saying? So saying all that to say, man, we have a lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying? And we have to put in the work. We have to be willing to put in the work. And if we put in the work, we'll be able to see the necessary change that we're looking for in this next generation. And I yield my mic.
Most definitely, man. I listen, brother. I definitely applaud you and this presentation.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I want to say real quick, like we get a lot of presentations about ancient history, 5,000 years ago. This is something that we can apply right now, right here today, that's relevant to us right here today. We talk a lot about the ancient past, not even the recent past, but we talking about the present, something that we can apply right now today. And it amazes me that we got more interest in things that we can't change instead of things that we can actually change and affect our lives right here and now, and can actually affect our future. So salute to you for doing real work, real relevant work that's going to affect us now and that's going to affect our future.
Nah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so very much, man. That's real talk, man. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. Cause ever since I've been really engaging with the conscious community, I kind of I get angry because I'm listening to some of the most intelligent, some of the most phenomenal teachers, some of the most amazing thought leaders. And I'm like, dog, why are y'all investing so much time and energy in the past when we could take all of that greatness that you got, all of that skill set that you got, and we can create some history as opposed to focusing on history?
Man,
and
listen.
I'm like, dog, I'm like, bro, I'm like, I hate it, man, because anytime you try to give encouragement or affirmation to some of these conscious leaders, you know what I'm saying? They like, oh man, I ain't nobody, I ain't nothing, I had one guy telling me to stop telling him that he's a great teacher. I'm like, bro, you a great teacher. Stop telling me that. Stop saying that to me. I'm like, are you serious, bro? What's your problem? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, saying all that to say, man, I really would love to see a lot of the people in this conscious community invest more time and energy focusing on creating history. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the issues and challenges that we have in our community, they can be solved by some of these thought leaders if they put a lot of that energy into what's going on right now.
Right now. Exactly. Like what you talking about with focusing on the youth, and what I was talking about, going to these cats in the corner, that's on the corner.
Absolutely.
And trying to figure out, hey brother, I know you ain't doing this. We got thrill seekers and some people that just like that life. But for the most part, brothers and sisters doing these things because they want to eat and they want their family to eat. So, brother, if I can give you an alternative, sister, if I can give you an alternative, let's talk about that. And you ain't gonna find it in ancient Kemet. Ancient Kemet ain't gonna show you how to get a brother off the block.
Nope.
It ain't. So that's what we need to be focusing on, because they poisoning their community, they endangering their life and other lives. So let's focus on that as opposed to a pyramid that most of y'all ain't gonna never even see or touch.
Ooh.
Why you worried about if I believe in Jesus or not? Let's see if we actually believe in our community and do something real to affect change in it.
You snap with that one.
And I like, we got 9 people in the chat, right? And I, bro, I just told you I recently made a tremendous change in my life, but I still get a little gutter sometimes. And I recently had a situation where a brother who I was actually pretty cool with, he an atheist brother, and he made light of a sister's past sexual trauma, and it triggered me. And so I got a little gutter with him. And I noticed I had about 40 people in the chat when I was going gutter. Absolutely. And now here we are trying to put forth some positive information, and we got 9 people in here. And I just trip off of that sometimes. Like, I had a brother on here talking about black male trauma and how black men deal with trauma just like everybody else. And I had like 2 people in here. I pull up something about 2 brothers arguing about, again, ancient texts. And I had like 15, 16 people. And it just show you that we focused on the wrong thing.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I definitely commend you for doing actual work that's going to affect us now, and it's going to have actual positive repercussions in the future.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Go ahead, Classic Craig. I see you didn't change jerseys, man. You must have. Did you change attitudes when you changed jerseys?
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. I had the same jersey on this whole entire time.
Oh, did you? My bad. I wear glasses. It might be my eyes, man.
Exactly, bro.
Shout out to both queens that joined the panel too, as well.
Shout out to him.
Matter of fact, we're gonna skip Craig and I'm gonna say ladies first. Whichever one of y'all want to ask a question first.
Yeah, ladies first. They both get on my nerves, so yeah, ladies first.
Well, since I'm the youngest on this podcast right now, I would like to go first.
How you know you're the youngest?
She's not the youngest. She's not. I'm younger.
How you know? I just want to know how you know. I could be younger than you. What are you talking about?
See,
do I look old?
You're not younger than me. Now, Craig, you don't count. I was talking about lady wise.
Wait a minute. Do I look old? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, DMG.
I'm just messing with you. Go ahead, sis.
You don't look old. I can't tell you how you look. You took it. Stop trying to bait me.
I'm not trying. I just asked if I looked old. I didn't say how I looked. I just asked what age range. I appreciate you. Like that was super smart though, because my queen a little crazy. She might take it the wrong way.
Right, because listen. He trying to bait me, trying to get me in trouble.
But go ahead.
My question for the panel, I would say, is I had this conversation a lot of times in my back chats, and we always talking about how the generations is now versus how it was back then. So when it comes down to how we treat our elders, as far as they're getting older and things like that, how come there's some people that feels though that our elders were supposed to accumulate all this fudging money that they really don't have, so they could take care of themselves, just so when they get older we don't have to take care of them? So what happened somewhere between your generation and my generation when we stopped taking care of our elders?
Well, we got to understand the fact that, again, a lot of the children of today, they're not raised by the elders. They're not raised by, like, see, in ancient times, whenever we were, hunter-gatherer people, whenever we were tribal people, all of the children were raised by all of the adults in the community, right? And it wasn't no, what I'm saying, you got this nuclear family over here, you got this nuclear family over here, everybody came together, came up together, and we was able to still emulate that to a degree in our communities, here in the United States, in the Black communities. We were still able to function in that manner. And with us functioning in that manner, you were being raised by elders. You were being raised by elders, and you had a serious reverence for them. So therefore, when they got old, like, we were, people, they was taking care of the elders. You know what I'm saying? So in today's culture, children and young people are not raised around the elders. They don't know none of the elders. They don't care to know any of the elders. And so they don't have like what I'm, grandma sick. Oh, okay. We don't go over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know her like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why young people of today, they don't feel the need to do all those things and take care of, elders and stuff like that.
Can I interject, please? And by the way, how y'all doing?
How you doing, sister?
So to answer your question, Morphine, I recently dealt with, and I'm just going by my experience, I dealt with my grandfather passing like maybe 2 years ago, and he lived to be like 90 something years old, and he had like 5 daughters, and he had an estate. And so usually the last man standing can inherit that estate, like the person that living with him could maneuver. So basically it became a money game where they start leaving other people out of the household, or leaving, because I would have took care of my grandfather without getting paid, because I loved him that much. But because of the money hungriness amongst the siblings, one of the sisters, She wanted the money to herself. She tried to cut everybody out. Everyone tried to get, she got conservative over him and tried to make, and then it just was a big mess. The man, when he started having dementia and everything, he was worth probably like 1.3 million or something. By the time they finished, they'd eaten up all his money. It was only like 400K left. And I'm just saying
Mm.
that to say, like, when our elders, a lot of our elders, and a lot of us, and I'm from LA, a lot of us come from well-off families because back then, in like in the 60s and 70s, they was buying their property at low rate. They were smart, and they had houses at home. I don't know where the rebellion came from. Besides the the crack epidemic, that was one of the biggest problems in the black community because the crack epidemic, it didn't affect our grandparents, but it affect our parents. You know,
Absolutely.
so I'm an '80s baby, so I was affected by the crack epidemic. You know,
Mhm.
but to say that, to say it's a money game. So that's why the elders ain't being taken care of, because like one of their children that probably was affected by the crack epidemic want to put them in a home and take all the
Yep.
money that they saved up. You
Yep.
know, it's just things like that that would cause us not to be able to take care of our elders. So yeah, that was to answer that question.
Yeah, we all have. What was that? No Limit Records. They had the artist Fiend, and I think
Oh
his
yeah.
first album. His
Every
first
family
album
has
was
one.
every family has one,
Yes, sir.
and so we all have that one family member that is just a wrecking ball to everybody. You love them or her, but they a wrecking ball because of whatever habits they've acquired over their life. They a leech to grandma, granddad, sisters, brothers, nephews, nieces. I got an uncle who he more like a brother to me because my grandmother raised me. But I remember as a little kid, he would go on these temper tantrums. He give me money. He want my grandmother to give him some money, and when she wouldn't, I break every window in the house. And because my grandmother thought he would actually do it, she would capitulate to his demand with in whatever way she could, whatever minimum amount or that she could satisfy his uh his desire. She would try to do it, and he would do this. It would only happen every so often, and you would know that he must be truly desperate when he resorting to this type of tactic, right? So as I began to get older, and I'm 6'2", 280 now, but as I'm getting older, I'm about 16 because I remember I was working for the city, and I would come home and I'd take a shower and I'd just pass out on the floor, probably eat and go to sleep. And I remember everybody in my house. I'm talking about my aunts got boyfriends. They there. Everybody a line up like it's a fire drill outside. Like he telling everybody to get out. I hear it, but I don't hear it because I'm dog tired. I've been weed eating grass all day, working for the city that we live in. As a 16-year-old, this is my summer job, and so I'm paying attention, but I ain't. So he comes and starts kicking me on the floor. Hey,
Ooh.
didn't I tell y'all? Didn't you hear me tell y'all to get out? You got some money? And I look up and I'm like, man, what is you talking about? Get out. Like I'm dog tired. And something just snapped. And I'm like, man, I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to sleep. And I got up. I say, Mom. I called my grandmother Mom. I was like, Mom, come back in your house and sit down. Now I'm 16. And she was like, just come on out and until he done. And I'm like, nah, Mom. I'm like, no, I ain't going nowhere. Oh, you ain't going nowhere? And next thing you know, we tussling. And the difference between me at that age and me when I was a little kid, where I'm looking up at him and I'm fearful, and and at 16, now I'm realizing he ain't strong as I thought he was. You understand? And it's like, wait a minute, did I just get him on the ground? It was like a revelation in my mind. Like, did I just get him on the ground? This ain't the big bad wolf that I thought. And once that happened, it was like, you would never put me or my grandmother out this house again. You would never get no money from my grandmother again. I don't care how bad you tweak it. And so I tell that story to say this. When it's funny because we had many run-ins after that. Like it had to get physical because it just wasn't gonna be no backing down. And I remember I moved out. I was 20 years old when I moved out, and my grandmother called me, and he had one of those situations, and he ended up having to be put in the hospital behind that one incident. And we, at first you think like, I'll never speak to him again, and this and that. And I remember coming to see him after he got out of the hospital, and he was like, nephew, that crack pipe and alcoholic beverages. And I was like, yeah, I know. And we've been straight ever since. Because I would take up for him when when the drug dealer who he owed money would come to collect. I'm like, hey man, that's my uncle. Let's figure something out. Y'all know me, I know y'all. That type of thing.
Right.
And it was just that continuous dysfunction because of that habit. And when my grandmother died, he was the one left in the house. And I'm thinking to myself, y'all sure y'all want to leave him in the? And sure enough, he ain't do right. But that's when you have that dysfunction, it breeds more dysfunction. And if you don't weed it out early, it'll just continue to perpetuate itself. And so I think that goes to the core of what our brother was teaching tonight. We have to get to our kids early. We got to teach them real family values, real respect for not only us and other elders, but for themselves. Absolutely. Because once you get in that perpetual cycle of disrespect of others and disrespect of yourself, you will end up being 50, 60, 70 years old doing the same thing you was doing as a kid. And I watch individuals like my uncle, and like he has throat and lung cancer right now. And it's a struggle for him not to still engage in certain behaviors. And I remember I asked him one day, I was like, they're giving you morphine for the pain, for the cancer. Why is it that you still like trying to do drugs? But my wife do it right in front of me. Yeah, but you can't even get high right now, my dude. Like the strength of the morphine that they're giving you, you ain't even. But it becomes so much of part of their daily life that they can't help it. And so certain times we just have to, when it comes to family members, whether it's drug addiction, whether it's greed, like our sister was talking about, we just have to ground ourselves with a certain respect, because you have people who take drugs, who got alcohol problems, but because of the level of respect that they have for grandma, for mama, they might take advantage of a million people, but they ain't gonna take advantage of them.
Exactly.
Because it's been instilled in them to have a particular level of respect for them that we began as we, and I just chalk it up to laziness, because we get lazy and we don't want to do the work that they did. We don't want to go up to the school. We want to email teachers. We don't want to have face-to-faces and let them see us and feel our presence. We don't want to help with homework. We want them to use Google. We don't want to do the things that our forebearers used to have to do, because we don't necessarily have to do it.
Right.
We can get a driving instructor to teach our kids how to drive now, as opposed to actually getting in the car and teaching them ourselves. So we just got to get back to the core values, like the brother talked about, and I think we can alleviate a lot of the problems that our community have picked up. When you see these brothers, they pants literally at they knees,
right,
and you looking at them like, brother, like what are you doing? And they looking at you like you crazy. Like what you mean what I'm doing? Like you can't even walk. If you did a crime, you ain't running nowhere. Like what are you doing? Your whole butt is out right now, my dude. But this the situation that we find ourselves in, because when babies start having babies, and instead of us not necessarily ostracizing the people, the young people who being put in that situation, but actually giving them real guidance as they go through this thing, we just kick back and let them do what they do. And the fact of the matter is, they not prepared for the situation they put themselves in. So when you 28 years old and you got a you got a 16-year-old or 18-year-old in some instances, it's a hard way to go. A lot of times you got to be a special type of individual to be able to have a child in middle school and for the thing to turn out right. So sorry to go on a rant, but we see these things play out every day in our community.
Let me say this though too. I caught the live a little late, but you probably went over this already, so it might sound like I'm reiterating it. But we got to get out of this. Oh, it's just my kid only. When it comes to my children, I have 3 kids. You got to be able to meet their friends, and you got to be able to influence their friends as well. My children, they come over here, they bring their friends. I'm teaching them. Everything is always a teachable moment. I've never let that back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Because today females, now in my generation, we still got some type of camaraderie amongst each other, but and no shade to the men, but really the women, we need to be more communal with each other and stop competing with each other, because it takes a village, and 9 times out of 10 it was the women that was the village, because the men's was all there working. You feel what I'm saying? So like, if there was a kid that was hungry in the neighborhood, my grandma made sure that kid ate with us, even though he lived down the street, and vice versa. If we was over by his house playing, his grandma made sure we ate. So we need to get back into the communal part of being women. Too many women want men. Yes, it's like the divine feminine has left, and we trying to be men, and then now we wondering why the kids are acting a fool. It was the women that was nurturing the kids. Now we ain't nurturing no kids. We too busy trying to chase a bag.
Ooh.
They don't want to. Yeah, they don't want to cook. They don't want to clean. They don't want to be married no more. They want to be out in the streets, popping they shit. Excuse my language. Chasing a bag and being boss bitches. But that's not it's crazy. And so, like with me, if a young girl, one of my daughter's friends, come over here and she dressed a little bit too provocative, I'm gonna say something. I'm like, okay, what you trying to what type of attention you trying to get? Because I think they're grown now. I done raised like 14, 15 kids by now. They all grown except for my baby girl. She's 15. She don't wear hoochie stuff. You'll hardly ever see her in a little skimpy clothes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, protect. We got to get back to letting the women, because the men are following the women it's like a follow the leader type of thing. The men are following the women are following the men, and it's like a never ending cycle of deterioration.
Mm.
You know, I'm looking at I didn't watch the BET Awards, but I'm looking at clips. I'm like, is this ratchet as what is going on? Like, what? Why is these women walking around like this, popping their stuff? And I think they was popping it, like twerking in front of a gospel singer, like
Oh,
a gospel man or something. But it was just crazy. Like the world we living in, like women are not taught modesty anymore. Everybody want to get BBLs that look like I don't know what's going on right now. You know,
hey, Mika, this is why the whole effing show and paradigm shift need you to. I be needing you to come on because I'm just gonna play this and this is sum it up as far as how I see you when you start talking.
I'm just
I'm
saying,
surgical
like,
with this bitch, Jay. How you want it?
yeah, it's like it's crazy because these women are naturally beautiful, and I'm like, you don't need that, but somebody lied to them along the way, and I guess I don't know what's going on, but we need to we need to start embracing ourselves and embracing our community and embracing who we are, and stop trying to be something that we're not. You know,
Real
so
talk.
yeah, I just think that the divine feminine needs to take her place as a feminine energy. Because to be an alpha female, that means you're using your femininity, not masculinity. You're not trying to be a man. So that's what happened too with the sexual freedom movement in the 70s. And I was watching Tyreek Nasheed. He was saying, once we have one movement, then we have, right after the movement of change, then we have like this ratchetness that goes on, this promiscuity or whatever. So if we can get back to just being wholesome people, maybe we can get to a place. And we have to, like, yes, we did fail I know I didn't fail my children, but I'm just saying, like, I've seen other children. Like, I had a friend when her daughter was 5 years old, you know, she was egging the daughter on to twerk. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't say nothing. But then when our daughter grew up, guess what she grew up to be?
Oh man.
You get what I'm saying? So you promoting this twerking stuff, you promoting all this threesome stuff, this lifestyle stuff, and all this extra stuff, and then you wonder why our culture is destroyed.
Right.
Every woman want to pop that shit. That I was watching. I'm sorry, because I was watching like some show called South Central, not South Central Baddies, was it Baddies West or whatever? Every girl, it was an audition. Every girl got on there saying the same thing. I'm a boss bitch. I came to pop my shit and get my big one. I'm like, y'all not even individuals. Who are y'all? Y'all the same person coming up here. Every last one of you. What's her name? The rapper Megan the Stallion, and what's the other girl name? Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. All of them look alike. Like, I can't tell y'all apart. Who
You ain't
are y'all?
lying.
They all do look the same.
Where's
Yeah.
your individuality? Like, I
Yeah.
can't. It's crazy to me. It's no, like, I don't get it.
Let me ask y'all something because I toasted at my friend of 40, 41 years now. Matter of fact, 42 years. He'll be turning 47 on July 4th, and I turned 47 in October. We've been knowing each other since we was 5. And I was the best man in his wedding. And his father was the only dad in the home on our block. Of all our friend groups, his father was the only one in the house. And I'm talking about, it was me, him. We had 2 brothers that was part of the group, and then 2 other friends. And out of all those people, out of all those boys, his father was the only one in the home. And he would easily grab one of us and be like, "Hey, what the hell you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Get your butt home. What's going on? Why you fighting?
Mm-hmm.
Why so and so say you stole that toy, or why so and so said you stole something out the store? You know what I mean? And he took it upon himself to be a father figure, and I spent a lot of the toast talking about him because I think the man that my man became is because of his presence. And that's not to say that the rest of us turned out bad, because by the grace of God we didn't. But I think the fact that he kind of stayed on the straight and narrow was a testament to his father consistently being there. And that's not to say that everything was perfect. I don't know the ins and outs of his parents' marriage. Shout out to his mother, because she was always there as well. But I remember one of the things that I noticed as a kid that I didn't have, because I lived with my grandmother, and I was, my grandmother kind of let me run amok, and it was just one of those things where she had raised her children, and now here I was, and I kind of got treated like the rest of her kids. But I remember being at their house for dinner, and I'm used to, I know I got to eat all my food, but I can drink and eat and whatever as I go. And I remember taking a drink and eating, and his mother said, everybody called me Bubble. That's my nickname. She was like, Bubble, did you just take a drink? I was like, yes, ma'am. She was like, we don't drink until we finish all our food. I was like, oh. It was kind of like, because I didn't have that kind of discipline. And it's just, that's a small thing, but that's a little measure of discipline that you teach a kid as they continue. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Make your bed up before you leave the house. Make sure, you know what I mean? Just those little small things. Your father there to teach you how to tie a tie. All those little things that I just noticed, like, that's dope. I remember when he got into the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts and all of that, his father brought me in. I didn't stay the course because I couldn't consistently get there, but just the fact that he thought of me. And I remember when they had his engagement party, his father was like, he was looking, and I was like, hey, how you doing? He was like, is that Bubble? And still remembering me, and just always being a presence for not just me, but even the rest of that friend group. Absolutely. And so I always appreciated that, and always will. That'll always stand out to me, because he could have just worried about his, but he was concerned about the rest of us. And so that's the kind of community that we all need to experience. But somewhere along the line, and I don't know if it's because of the deviancy that started to creep into our mentalities, where we didn't feel safe allowing other people to.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. Let me speak on that, bro.
Yeah,
a lot of people, and we this is just a reality. A lot of people experience certain abuse. You know what I'm saying? In that said community, among their family and stuff like that, and they got away from, when they got the opportunity to get far away from that community, those people, that family, that got far away as possible. You see what I'm saying? And the idea of bringing their children anywhere near that situation is a trauma trigger for them. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And so, with that being said, there's an urgency for us to heal. You understand what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us have, those negative experiences. You got cats that, they got shot in the neighborhood that they lived in. And so the idea of even just going near that neighborhood, going near that, you know what I'm saying? It don't cross their mind, because that trauma is still there. You get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of work that we have to put in, you know what I'm saying, on ourselves, so that we can be able to even go in those environments You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of us. We experienced a lot of rejection in our neighborhoods. You know, from our peers. You know what I'm saying? From family members, things of that nature. And it's a lot of us have not healed from a lot of those things that happen, and as a result, there's no desire to return. You know what I'm saying? Or even have their children in a quote unquote community element where they
That's a
could
good point.
possibly experience what you know what I'm saying. There's a fear, there's a concern, you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah,
And
that's a
so
good point.
in order to make them feel a sense of safety and security, I'm finna get my kids and we finna move way out here, away
Hmm.
from everything, away from everybody, and then I'm just gonna keep my kids in the house. You know what I'm saying? Well, I know they safe. You know what I'm saying? And anytime they go even anywhere near family, they superimposing their traumatic experience onto their children. You see
Yeah.
Yes.
what I'm saying? So there's a
Let me. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
nah, you can go ahead, sister.
Because the mine was a little bit backwards, right? My family was so strict. They was throwing books, not throwing literally, but like, oh, I'm always doing a book report. I'm always writing. I'm always doing this, and they was just shoving knowledge down my throat to the point where I was like, nah, I'm out of here, right? I left. I left at 16, like I'm gone. And so that was probably the worst thing I could have ever done because I thought I was being abused. You know, I'm like, they abusing me. I got
Nah.
every weekend, I gotta every weekend I gotta write a book report. I gotta do I gotta write sentences and know all this vocabulary, but it really helped me out in the long run because it made me more intellectual, you know. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm out of here.
Now
I'm
look at you,
gone.
the overwhelmingly intelligent woman you are today.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It's funny, sis, because that same uncle that I was talking about, right? Who I talked about being a drug addict and an alcoholic. This man, from the time I was like 6 years old till the end of eighth grade, I had to read. We had an old set of World Book encyclopedias, the old white and green ones. So these are
Yeah.
old. I had to read every one. And when I read them, I had to tell them about at least either one biography or one historical event out of each book. I had to read the whole Bible. And by the time, when you're little, you don't question it because you're just doing what your uncle tell you to do. But by the time I was like getting that summer after the eighth grade, when I was like, I ain't doing this no more, man. Like I done read this Bible like 3 times. I done read all these books, but that's what's kind of sparked my interest in mythology and history and all of that. And I asked him, I was like, why do you make me read this stuff, man? And his words, and he cried when we talk about it to this day. He didn't want me to end up like him.
Amen to that. That's something. It was a divine walk for you, you know, because you wouldn't
Absolutely.
be here if it wasn't for them books, and that's how I felt. It was divine, like. But you know, everybody got their step to take, their walk to take. But amen to your
That's
uncle for that.
that's so amazing, man. You know what I'm saying? And see, those are the elements that a lot of our children are missing with having connections with family members that took the time out, you know what I'm saying, to speak into our lives, to encourage us, to teach us things, you know what I'm saying. I got a cousin, an older cousin, man. I can remember like from the time I was like super small, you know what I'm saying, all throughout my childhood, you know what I'm saying, young adult years, all that. He constantly talked about how he's like, man, you're gonna be great. You're gonna be great, man. You're gonna be this, you're gonna be that, man. People gonna look around and be like, man, what, man, I remember him. What, man, you, and he would always just put in my eye, it just be in my mind that I'm gonna be somebody one day. You know what I'm saying? And he took the time to do that for me. You feel me? As well as my other older cousins and my uncles. And you know what I'm saying? They invested that time and energy telling me that I was gonna be somebody, that I was gonna be something, that I was gonna do great things. You understand what I'm saying? And so
Yes.
this is the reason why whenever I go around my younger cousins now, man, I'm constantly spending time with them, teaching them things, you know what I'm saying, encouraging them, you know what I'm saying, letting them know that they gonna be great, you know what I mean? Because that's what was done for me, you know.
That's facts. Yeah. See, he spoke life into you. And that's the thing. I feel like my uncle spoke life into me, even as he was killing himself. He
Right.
spoke life into me.
Right.
And I just did the first episode of my podcast, and I talk about how like it's my obligation to turn my mistakes into lessons for other people, and I have an obligation to take people who may not feel like they reach their full potential and let them know that they still can.
That's
To take
awesome.
somebody, a sister who may have been bent, but she haven't been broken. Or she may have been broken, but she's still putting herself back together, and let her know that she can do it. My job is to speak life into people.
Right.
And so that's my purpose, because I've been broken and I've been put back together. And so but we got our brother, because I can't say his first name. I'm gonna call him T. Kells, joining us. And real quick, brother, I don't know if that's your daughter or your granddaughter that went past, but you know we got some nuts on the internet, so just be mindful of that. But I'm glad you joined us, brother.
Right on. My name is Timotheus. What's going on, LP? What's going on, Craig?
Whoa, what's him? How you doing, dude?
All right. I've just been on I've been on since the very beginning, and y'all been cooking this whole time, and I appreciate this. You know, this is something that needs to be spoken on. You know, the accountability that goes with us being the new elder. We are the elders of the generation now.
Absolutely.
That's something we have to acknowledge. Is you know, we can't complain about these kids because we the ones raising these kids. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing what y'all doing.
Thank you, man.
No doubt. Definitely appreciate you joining us, man. And make sure you subscribe, man, because we definitely gonna try to build with our brother LP again.
I already did that. I'm already subscribed.
Appreciate
you. We Gucci.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. But I gotta say this though, man. Hey, that's why I said LP the GOAT, man. He the GOAT. He the greatest of all time. But it's time to get to the nitty gritty, man. I put my little Rockets jersey on, man. You know, it's time to fly high. It's time to soar, man. Now,
Craig did about 4 outfit.
I had the same jersey on
changes
this whole entire time. I had the same jersey on this whole entire time.
He changing outfits like he at the award show.
You ain't lying. Like he a straight up award show host or something, man.
But I have to say this though, right? There's nothing wrong with listening to people that are older to you, right? And this is my thing right here, right? I have mentors, you know, a lot of my mentors, they're businessmen, businesswomen too. They are very successful. But one thing they share with me, one thing they teach me, and one thing they show me, right? You can only listen to individuals that are able to look past their bias. You can't listen to individuals that are so stuck within their own ideology, that are so limited on their own thought process, and they are so pretty much in a lot of ways stagnant in what they believe is life. And you think they think they can just tell you what it is and what it's not. You know, like I'm gonna give an example. One of my, and this guy's a peer. He's a peer because we're in the same little program. He pretty much in a lot of ways don't really have that much experience, that much social experience when it comes down to women at the end of the day. So one of my mentors walked him through certain things, and he said, yo, it's a different time. It's a different age. It's a different world. But I can give you a little tips to give you a little bit more of an understanding. So, you know, he's able to fly and do what he did. And, you know, he got out there a little bit more. So when he got out there a little bit more, he started telling his friends like, yo, I've been with this girl. I did this, I did that. And they mocked him because he started very, very late, right? And he and I pretty much have the same background and story. One of my mentors, he pulled him to the side and he told him, how did that girl feel? He said she felt great. Okay, so why are you listening to these guys that are older than you, acting like people that are younger than you, trying to give you criticism and put you down because you just started doing you? And I listened to that. I was like, damn, that's cold. And he said, it is cold. But he said, I'm gonna tell you one thing though. You have people that are the age like 48, 49, 50, they're supposed to be this elder. They're supposed to be this figure where you can go and get advice from. But if they're not acting that point, if they're acting like they are 14 at 55, you can't listen to that individual. That individual will hold you back, put you down, and they're one of the main issues on why a lot of the youth do not want to listen or even invest in older individuals. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, I've learned how to, in a lot of ways, detect that, and I've watched that. You know, LP know me. LP know I'm horrible. I'm annoying as hell sometimes, but I always pay attention to what a person says.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? I always watch them because, like,
big facts.
I can't get LP off his square. No matter what I do, I can't push this brother off his square. You know what I'm saying? Because LP will always stay on the LP square. I can't get DMG off his square. Well, yes, I can. But DMG will hurry up and get back on his square and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's one of the issues I've noticed. And I got some others. But that's one of the things I noticed when it come down to my generation and stuff, you know. But that's just my you know, my take on certain things, man. But what y'all brothers think about that? And sister, because Mika's right here.
You're absolutely correct, because you got some old fools out there.
Absolutely.
You know, that still keep doing old school stuff, but you can still learn something from them.
Yeah.
You can learn by just observing them and know that's what you don't want in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you'll always see the fruit of somebody's labor.
Yep. Criticism without instruction is destructive.
Absolutely.
That's a good
That's
one.
heavy. That's heavy.
Absolutely.
That's definitely a good one. So I agree with you 100%. So you basically want to align yourself and teach, because you know these kids, everybody want to be a rapper these days in the entertainment entertainment industry. Nobody want to be engineers, but you don't know that engineers have a lot of money too. Being a doctor, you can have a lot of money too. You know, being a lawyer, you can have a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So but everybody want to get the bag real fast. So, you know, if we can get these people out of trying to just be rapper. I mean, it's okay to rap, but I'm saying, like, come on, we gotta start redirecting them and get them to some reality.
Yeah, but we gotta be honest in it too. We were influenced by our media that we grew up with too. NWA influenced the whole gangbang generation. I was in that, Snoop Dogg and all of that. I went into gangbanging and all that. So, you know, there is that element. Every generation is influenced by their
music, right? By the music, and you see what it was going on now. They putting all these women on there, but we already discussed that. But yeah, I mean, I rap too, but I'm saying, like, okay, I was in the middle of a whole bunch of men battle rapping and all the time when I was in high school and junior high school. So I get it. But at the same time,
what's up? Let's battle right quick. Yo, real talk.
No.
I got these bars.
I'm gonna have to get you up there. Don't put me on the spot right now, because I'll probably devour you, and I don't want to be cussing on.
Hey, I can put a beat on. I can put a beat on. What's happening? I can put a beat on.
a lot of you.
Already good. There you go. Go ahead, sis.
You serious?
Yo. I say you might just catch me in the streets, sharper than the crease, preparing some food for the sheep. LPZ is a beast with them fresh pair of retros. Them exclusive, you can't find those. But look, back to the subject. Man, I be loving it when they wanna know how I got the glow. Like I'm on Last Dragon, but dog, I'm not Leroy. I'm sanctified with the swag of a D-boy. Operating as a prophet in the streets. Seats low as the AC blow with Cref flow with my CD changer. Cause I'm a world changer. Not because of me, because the one born in a manger lives inside of me. It's no longer I that lives. He died so I could give him some room. He went straight from the tomb to the womb to the sky. Now he's inside of me, and that's why it's no longer I but him. And through him I can do all things. That's the reason why I'm labeled as a king. Jesus Christ is the King of Kings. I'm a king that he's a king over. You see, Jay, that ain't really Hova. You got it.
Oh, that's tight. That's tight.
Ooh wee.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Hey,
That's why I should have been
Fluffy.
on the rapper right
All
now.
right,
That's
all
it.
right, all right, sis. Where you at?
You really
come on, sis. Let's get this
No,
cipher.
don't
Let's
put
get
me
this
on the
cipher
spot
going,
right
sis.
there.
Come on, sis.
Y'all
Don't be
trying to
shy now.
I'm super
y'all
shy.
trying to make Mika rap. But hold on,
Cause
hold on.
I'm gonna.
LP, you know that's unfair. You know you this legendary rapper, man. Come on, man. And you know that's another thing. LP raps too, man. You got to see some of his music, man. It's fire. And I didn't. Mika got some skills too, but a lot of times she gets stage
Yeah,
fright.
hey, send me something. I'll start playing it on the channel.
But
I'll sing some, but nah, don't put me on because I can't even recite nothing that I already wrote, but I'll go off the top of the dome. That's what I will do. You
Go
know.
ahead and give us
so you
some,
gonna
sis. Give us
so you
some.
gonna
Go
do it?
ahead.
I mean, I
Go
give
ahead.
about two or three bars.
Just give us a few
Go
bars.
ahead.
Just a few bars, sister. Go ahead, do your thing.
Let's
The
see what
floor is
Cali
yours.
working with, Mika. Let's see what Cali working with.
Where the music at?
Oh, you want?
Put the
Oh,
beat
y'all
on. Put
got
the
the
beat
beat?
on.
Huh?
She
Okay.
said she need a beat, man.
Let me see what I got. Let me see if I got an instrumental in here somewhere. Hold on. This a little slow. Let me see if you can work with it though. Hold on.
It sounds like it's skipping. All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be some delay too.
Oh, it's a delay.
You say I got a delay?
No,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
I'm
it was
little.
saying
doing some
it's
like
gonna be a
skipping.
delay when she
It
start
kind of
rapping. And
speeds up and slows down.
yeah,
It
Okay,
don't
okay,
matter.
okay.
Just go with it.
But you can go ahead acapella. You can go ahead acapella.
Right. Come on, come on.
Oh, God, yeah.
Come on, Mika. Don't
Oh,
embarrass me, Mika. I believe in you. You know what I'm saying?
oh, sure. Acapella. Okay. Dang, why y'all put me on the spot right now? Okay, Mika on the mic giving you something hype. I don't like the I can't do it. I need to be now. All right, let me for real, for real. Follow me into the land of misery, into the abyss of emptiness. So it's a sight to see. Want to get
Mm.
pistol whipping against the shit, then you can fuck with me. It's a game of treachery, living a life of luxury with dope dealers, cluck heads, and crack sale. Pipping hoes, tricking ducks, nigga blackmail. Is he a friend or enemy? No, you can't tell. Nigga Pipper taking all your hoes. He's a foe when he does it well. If I'm blindsided by enemies, I cut my grass low. Pipper slanging and hustling, I'm out for more dough. If
Mm.
I'm under the pressure, no, I don't let it show. Take heed to what I said. Plant the seeds, now it's time to grow. I'm done.
Hey, hey. I like it.
Bars.
I like it. I like it. Hey, look, I'm not a rapper, but I am
Mm,
a poet. I am a poet.
mm.
So I'm just gonna recite for y'all something that's coming in volume 2 of my series, Love and Life. Volume 1 is on Amazon if y'all want to get it. Love and Life, Volume 1 from your brother DMG the Poet. Link is in the chat. Y'all go grab that. But this is called matter of fact, I ain't gonna tell y'all what it's called. It's called Let Me Introduce Myself. And y'all just walk with me. So it says, what's my claim to fame? Why do only the most treacherous know my name? I'm the one who hides my hand and throws the stone. It was me that made Lucifer imagine he was worthy of the throne. I was behind Cain's eyes when Abel was slain. I'm always there to fan the flame. I make sure people keep speaking negative on other people's name. I whispered the final thought that led to Caesar's betrayal by Brutus. I did the same thing when it came to Jesus and Judas. I'm always there to throw my fiery darts. Why do you think Malcolm and Martin stayed apart? I put the thoughts in Bill O'Neill's head, and as a result, Fred Hampton is dead.
Mm.
I'm the reason whites hate blacks, and I'm the reason blacks hate them right back. I pulled the trigger when Biggie and Pac got shot. If I'm being honest, I pull the trigger every time your favorite rapper get got. I'm always there pulling the string. Once I get you, somebody will feel the sting. I know it's hard for you to see, so let me introduce myself. My name is Envy.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
Ooh. 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 That's dope.
So yeah,
Envy is everybody's best friend, man. Envy is
Man,
everybody's best friend. At the end
y'all
of the
some talented folks, man.
He did,
Man,
he did another
y'all some talented folks.
another outfit change.
I've always had.
Oh, is it Craig? Wait a
I've
minute.
always had.
Wait a minute. What's going on, Craig?
Because LP's on here, I had to put on this Charlotte Hurt. Well, I had this Charlotte jersey on. You know what I'm saying? I put Jordan.
So you did change jerseys.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. That's a lie.
What about the Lakers? You all got a Lakers jersey?
I got one, but
Or
I don't
Dodgers?
in it right
Hey,
now.
I ain't never seen you wear that Lakers jersey, man. I hope it's LeBron number, or at least Kobe, one of Kobe's.
It's
Look,
LeBron.
he might give us another outfit change. He gonna say he had it on the whole time.
But I have
Exactly.
I have to say this though, LP, with your presentation, man, it made me kind of look at some things. I wouldn't say too differently, but it showed me what to watch out for a little bit more. But I had a few questions I wanted to ask you, LP. You said you do community work, right? What inspired you to want to do community work? First,
well, I got the opportunity, man, to growing up, on the coast, man, on the Gulf Coast, there's a lot of community activists and things of that nature that I got the opportunity to see. You know what I'm saying? Older gentlemen that was very, very active in the community, doing things for the sake of the community. I also have several uncles who were community activists, you know what I'm saying, in different areas, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, with me seeing that, you know what I'm saying, just the element of it is just kind of just in my DNA, so to speak. But what really provoked it, you know what I mean, was whenever I gave my life to Christ, you know what I'm saying, and I really, really, really begin to get in that word and really begin to see that I added value to other people. And so once I realized that I was a gift and I realized that I possessed a gift, I realized that I was responsible for presenting that gift to the world. And so, just with seeing our young people in the position that they in, seeing our people, our community as a whole, the position that is in, I believe that I'm able to add value to somebody. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm able to add value to somebody, you know what I mean, I'm able to do my part, and I just want to encourage other people to do their part.
Okay. That's
Amen to that.
That's interesting. So here's the thing, right? And DMG knows completely the crazed Clipper fan, his partner in crime, the notorious passport individual, Andre. Wherever he is, the Clippers probably suck and will suck forever. But I would like to say this, though. Andre told me one time that he can't do things like his father did back in that day because this time is different, right? So he's a man about your age, LP. You know what I'm saying? Okay. He's forever 21. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to know, what does he mean by that, and how can you relate to that, and what did that mean for me at my age in this era right now, and for those like me? You know what I'm saying?
Can you repeat the question one more time?
All right, let me shorten it up, right? So Andre, the crazed Clipper fan, right? I gotta say that one more time, right? They'll lose, they suck.
Hey, man, stop talking about my master teacher, man.
He ain't my master teacher. He's failing you, man. But Andre stated that, especially in the dating scene now, right? Especially how life is now, right? You cannot do things like you did in your father's time. He stated that he's an advocate for that. You know what I'm saying? I got an interview on some things, man. But what does he mean by that? And what can you see since you're out there like he's out there? You know what I'm saying?
You can't do things on your father's time.
Well, you can't do things like how it was in your father's time. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you can't do things the way, you know what I'm saying? Because again, you know, with the community work that I do,
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I am so confident when I'm in these different neighborhoods, and you know what I'm saying, because we go into high crime areas, you know what I'm saying, and we walk the streets, you know what I'm saying, like actually, you know, showing love and encouragement, you know what I'm saying. The name of the organization is called 100 Black Men Deep Walk, you know what I'm saying, where we go into the community and we do that. But you know what I'm saying, like, because I know that every community that I go into, I'm gonna see some folks there that I went to I was working at their school, or I was volunteering at their school, or I spoke at their school or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So like I have a connection with the people in the community. You know what I'm saying? But so saying all that to say, in today's time, if you don't have any connection with the people in the community, when you come, that they like, okay, who are you and what do you want? You know what I'm saying? But see, back in the 60s and the 70s, whenever you went into community, everybody knew everybody. You know what I'm saying? And if you was about that life, everybody knew that you was protecting the people, you get what I'm saying? So you
Mm-hmm.
gotta kind of prove yourself in today's culture. You know what I'm saying? You have to prove, like, okay, why are you here? Who are you and why are you here? You know what I mean? And so nah, we can't do it the way, you know what I'm saying, it was done in the past. It's totally different now.
Because I'm gonna tell you this, right? I am somewhat slightly envious of my father's time. You see what I'm saying? There are some spurts where the remnants, because you know, my father and my mother raised me to be very traditional, and it was hard for me to adapt in a little ways in today's time. You see what I'm saying? I mean, of course, I've adapted, but it was very difficult. Sometimes it's still difficult now, right? But one of the killer things is right and I know you talk about this a lot of times, LP, is the relationship between the black man and the black woman. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And how there is a wedge, right? But have you noticed some repair nowadays in this generation?
Actually, I have. You know what I'm saying? I have. I really have. But unfortunately, what we're kind of subject to what we see in media and the negative stuff that we see in media.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely been a lot of repair. You know what I'm saying? Between the black man and the black woman. And for those of us, I mean, if you know, you know. You know what I mean? You know, we really trying to work. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, in relationships, it's work. It takes work, and you got a lot of people who are really trying to work, trying to make things work between, you know, in their relationships and stuff like that. But unfortunately, what we see, you know what I'm saying, reality TV relationships. We see, you know what I'm saying, Cardi B and, you know what I'm saying, and Offset. You know what I mean? That's what we see. And when we see these different things in the negative images in media, we assume that that's how it is across the board. You know what I'm saying? But I would have you to know, it's a lot of us that's really, really trying to work some things out, and we really, really trying to heal in our relationships. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of us that's going to therapy and counseling. It's a lot of us that's, you know what I'm saying, really, really, really trying to get help in our relationships, trying to stay afloat, trying to be families and things of that nature. Is a lot of us, you know, blended families coming together. You know what I'm saying? The man, you know, he may have a couple of children, the woman may have a couple of children, and they trying to work it out, bring that together and blend their families together. Like, it's a lot of us that's out here really, really doing it. You know what I'm saying? And they being successful at it. But unfortunately, we're not seeing it in media. And so that's the reason why it's kind of like, it ain't happening. But it's a lot of us that's really trying to make it happen.
It's
I agree.
definitely in the media, and it's really like damaging. You know, we don't have no more Bill Cosby shows, and look what they did to Bill Cosby to kind of like shut that whole Cosby dynamic down. So it's just like we gotta really let people know too that that TV is not the greatest thing on earth to be watching and assimilating, because that's what these women are doing. That's what a
Mhm,
lot of girls are doing, is trying to assimilate what they see in the media, and it's
It,
mhm.
horrible.
the men too. These men are horrible, Mika. You can't just talk about the women all day. All
Uh,
day.
I always talking about. I'm always on the man's head, so I just want to let you know if any one of my followers is watching this, they already know I'm always on the heads of the men. But at some point, it got to be some accountability for the women because I was just disgusted with a few shows I seen recently, the BET Awards, and like I said, the Baddies East auditions. Like they were having these auditions and they were turning down women with degrees and women that was engineers, and they wanted women that knew how to twerk and that was willing to show their breast on TV. And I was just like, dang, this is what it's coming to.
Mhm.
Like
This is the world we
it,
live in.
it's
But
very degrading.
it's just like what LP said, right? Okay, like he said, there is a change, right? I used to argue with LP about this a lot. LP was like, "Yo, Craig, there's women out there, man. They believe in marriage at a young age. These are some great women." I said, "No, it's not, LP. You're a liar." Five of them. They scared the hell out of me. I ran away from. I ran
My
away
Wow.
from. I
Hey,
ran away from.
speaking of marriage, Cap got a show Friday, Craig, telling black women how to share their man.
he on some BS with that one. You already
So
know.
so hey, Cap 10K is gonna tell y'all black women
Oh my goodness.
how to share y'all man and why it's biblically sound for
It,
black men to have more than one
on that
woman.
because I was
And
I
and,
was
and, and why sex is marriage. Now I'm gonna tell you, I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna front. I like that whole sex is marriage teaching because I scared my son one day. My son's 16. He was about 14 when we did this. I was talking to Cap and I was like, "Hey son, come here." And me and Cap was talking, and I say, "Son, what if I told you the moment you have sex with a woman or a girl, in your case, you responsible for it. Like you literally married to her, like I'm married to your mom." He was like, "What?" I said, "Yeah, what if I told you if you had sex with a woman, you instantly married to her?" He was like, "What?" I said, would that change how you look at sex? Would you be a lot more careful in choosing who you have sex with? He was like, "Yes, sir." And so I'm not necessarily mad at that teaching. Now, whether or not it's biblically correct is a whole another issue. Now, as far as women sharing a man and whether polygamy is correct or not, I think that's an argument I'm gonna save for I say that for somebody like my brother LP or my brother Craig, because I look at it like this, and I'm not gonna front. Like I seen my father. I'm born in October 1976. I got a brother born in October 1977, exactly a year later in the
Oh
same
wow.
month, by a different woman. That woman eventually became my stepmother because she was willing to put up with a lot of my father BS, and my mother wouldn't. The issue became my mother was like, "Look, if you can see other people, I can see other people." My father was like, "Look, if you see other people, you can't be my woman." Now, what Cap argument would be is if your mother and your father was taught that he could have more than one woman, a lot of the stuff that you and your sister went through, and we went through some drama. I told you I was raised by my grandmother. My sister and my other brother, my little brother, lived with my mother. So his point is we wouldn't have went through a lot of that drama. And so my mother and father was never married. I tell people all the time, I got a poem called Bastard Child. Now people get offended when I say the word bastard, but I'm just talking about what the definition of the word is. My parents were never married.
Right.
And so my point in bringing that up is it some merit to what Cap and the ISUPK teach about men having more than one wife? Because if my mother and father was taught that men could have more than one wife, I can't see how a lot of the drama I had to suffer through as a child, I may not have had to suffer through.
Every man don't
Go
want
ahead.
more than one wife, first of all. So that's out. Don't nobody want, like they say, that's too much of a headache to deal with multiple women.
Well, I ain't gonna say how many wives the brother got, but he got way more than one. I'll put it like that. And Captain K, yeah. And I've met 5 of them, and they all seem super happy. Now again, unless them sisters fronting to me, they seem super happy.
I want to say,
some women are with it. Some women just say, I'm one of them that ain't with it.
I just want to say this, right? I gotta give it. I disagree with the whole sex is marriage thing, but I gotta give it to Cap. I mean, like that man there, that's a cold brother. Like he's known as Little Tazariak, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people call him. I don't know why, but Captain K, man, that's a cold man. And Sabio, stop hating on that man. Stop it. And maybe he can teach you some things at Sabio. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he can help you. But Captain K, that guy right there, man, that would be a very interesting show. People can come on and ask him questions. I know they got a lot of questions, but me personally, I'm afraid of polygamy because, like, what if all the women start fighting in the house and stuff like that? What if that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? What if there is an issue and it take 4 men to handle and you just one man? You know what I'm saying? So I got some stuff I need to ask Cap because I say this all the time. Women are extremely territorial.
9 times out of 10, though, Craig, is according to the scripture, if there was a second or third or whatever wife, the main wife was giving that wife to the husband. The main wife was choosing that wife for him. He didn't go out to choose that wife, you know. Even with what's his name, Israel, whatever, Israel. He married his first wife by trickery from her father, but the second wife he wanted or whatever. And both of those wives gave their maidens up as wives too. And even with Sarah gave Abraham Hagar. So 9 times out of 10, the main wife is the one that chooses the other wife. You know, she chooses for what she needs. You know, because Sarah chose Hagar because she wanted a child and she was 100 years old. So she chose Hagar. So usually the first wife chooses the second wife based off the needs that's needed in the household. You know, but was it a law to have a second or third wife? Was it the Most High's law according to the scripture? No, it wasn't. Even though these prophets were God's people, it wasn't a law that said you must have multiple wives. It didn't say that.
Let me ask you this though: is it against the law? That's the question. I know it's not a law to have that you can have multiple, that you should have multiple wives, but is it a law against it? And before you answer, let me shout out the most honorable Dr. Monica Lamb in the building. Shout out to you, sis.
Hey,
sis just got a doctorate, doing big things. I'm gonna be getting I'm trying to get a whole week.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to get a whole week of powerful black women. I want to get Mika. I want to get Dr. Lamb, Sister Freedom. I got a comedic sister, Mignette. I'm trying to get a whole week. Some of them going to be pre-recorded, some of them going to be live, but I want a straight week, 7 days of nothing but powerful sisters. So y'all stay tuned for that. I don't know when. I want to do it before the summer over with for sure, but I haven't worked out what week it's going to be.
Absolutely. Well, hey, family, I have to unfortunately have to leave, man. I really enjoyed myself hanging out with y'all, man, chatting with y'all, man. Thank y'all again for the opportunity, man, to be able to present. You know what I mean? It was great meeting y'all. You know what I'm saying? For Craig, hey, man, thank you, bro. You know what I'm saying? For seeing value in what I do. You know what I'm saying? And for giving me, the opportunity to share the platform with y'all, man. And I love y'all, man. God bless y'all, man. And
thank you.
Thanks again.
But LP,
I'm
about your book, you gotta tell about your book.
Oh yeah, talk about your book, your social media, all that good stuff, bro.
Yeah, what you doing, LP? You too modest, man. I can't let you go without showing what you got.
You know, man, I got my. Where is it?
I mean, you also gotta show your Jordan collection too, man. I mean, hey, LP Jordan collection kick. He destroyed Self, me, everybody. Hey, He beat my jersey collection.
Y'all don't listen.
Man.
Hey, listen, Craig, we gonna have the brother back because me and the brother gonna chop it up about my transition out and my transition back in. I think we got a lot we gonna chop it up about. I want to have him on the podcast, all of that. So we definitely gonna
love
build,
to, man. Thank you, man.
No doubt.
But yeah, man, my book is called My Thoughts, Ideas, and Suggestions for the Bible, the Church, and Religion. And so volume 1 is talking about the Bible. You know, a lot of the issues, challenges people have with the Bible, you know what I'm saying? I tackle all those hard issues, you know what I'm saying? And I deal with it, you know what I'm saying? And so you can go on Amazon, just Google LP like Paul, My Thoughts, Ideas, and Suggestions, and it'll come. So please support my book, man. It is very, very, very dope. It's gonna live for a long time. I'm gonna be gone, and it's still gonna be living. That whole book series is gonna be amazing. So y'all, please grab a hold to that, man. And so again, thank y'all. I love you. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, man, and y'all keep doing excellent things, man.
And I got one more
doubt,
thing.
man. We appreciate you coming on, brother. And hopefully next time we get you on, my beard will be a little closer to yours, man.
The envy. But I got one more thing for LP. When I can get LP again, ladies and gentlemen, we will talk about when the South took over hip hop. And that's gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings. It's gonna be biased because it's all gonna be
I want to say
hardworking niggas.
Zero was my dude. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, but to be fair, because Timothy is not from the South, they will have a rebuttal, you know. And I'm just going.
Man, that's a Southern boy, man. Don't do that, man. You know that's a Southern boy.
I went to Old Perry Walker High School. Like what you talking about?
West Bank. West Bank.
But it's all right. I'm gonna let the brother's actions and his fangs come out. He'll see. He'll see. You'll see why I say that. I just want to
That's what's up, man. Well, hey, much love to y'all, man. Hold it down, family.
All right.
For sure. Hey, we gonna close it out, right? We just over 2 hours. I'm gonna close it out with a song. And it's been Paradigm Shift TV 314. Y'all know what it is. We'll be black at it, man. So y'all rock out as we depart.
All right.
And hey, brother, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me, man.
No doubt.
Appreciate you, Craig.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you, man.
Y'all real rap niggas, man.
Black man show this.
Tired of that bullshit, man. Retire that.
They don't really want to hear the truth no more. Think they scared how I make them feel. And you can say anything you want about me. I ain't worried, that don't make it real. They don't really want to hear the real no more. Think they scared how I make them act. And you can say anything you want about me. I ain't tripping, that don't make it fact. Look, coming live from the gutter like a cold puddle. When niggas water whipping, road shuttle, motherfucking whole huddle. Dutch burning, moving slow, I'm feeling like the minute hand. All wishes granted to me, turning in a tenant van. Been the man, never question nothing that was in the plan. See it from my third eye vision, so I understand. Poolside plotting moves like a dance team. 100 band scheme, in the dirty with my hands clean. Never been the type of nigga they could castrate. 5th grade, I was selling candy to my classmates. I ain't call her back, I let her think about the last date. Student of the game, and I promise you not a classmate. Problem is with these rap niggas, they move iffy. In my mood picky, can't let these niggas get rude with me. God spittin' on to keep my dick lips in it. Here to fuck the game, niggas acting like I slipped in it. Small town fly shit, bitch you never heard of these. On my apex shit, tip top vertices. Hit they mouths moving, but they never moving vertically. Hit a purge the niggas who been practicing the perjury. Black Lord, Noble, Drew shit, big stepping. Love them all, give a fuck about the click repping. Small losses always taught a nigga big lessons. Quit stressing, liberating knowledge, make the shit lesson. They don't really want to hear the truth no more. Think they scared how I make them feel.